I was in bed ready to go to sleep, and then I just got a Twitter notification that George Springer has been traded to, or not been traded, has been signed by the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are going to be scary in 2021. They already were going to be scary to begin with, but now they have Springer. So let's talk about this deal and what this means for the AL East, all of baseball, realistically. Now, before we hop into the video, of course, as always, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, NMR Sports 30. That's where I break all this news before I start making these videos about it. Follow me on Twitch if you want to talk more about deals like this one and other trade rumors. I also have a podcast that I just started with a few buddies called the Diamond in the Rough podcast. That'll all be in the description down below. I even have a Discord if you want to hop in. Throw some of your MLB hot takes in there, your cold takes, all sorts of different things. Be sure to subscribe. 92% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, so be sure to hit that sub button. Like the video if you enjoy it. Now let's get right into it and start talking about what this George Springer deal means to the Blue Jays. Now let's look into this deal. Now, as I was about to start editing, Jeff Passan actually dropped the exact details of the deal. It's going to be for 6 years, $150 million. So honestly, about the value I expected George Springer to drive in, maybe a little bit more, but he's going to be signed through his age 37 season. So we'll have to see. As long as he keeps that up for the next few years, I think this will be a good contract for the Blue Jays. But George Springer has had an amazing career up to this point. He has a career average 131 OPS plus, which is highly above league average, with a 150 OPS plus in 2019, which allegedly the Astros weren't cheating in. A career slugging percentage of .491, which is well above league average. A .361 on base percentage and a .270 batting average, if that's a stat that you still like. So George Springer is definitely an elite bat to have in the lineup, and he's a pretty good defensive outfielder as well. One of the best center fielders in baseball. Obviously, he doesn't really get talked about much because of Mike Trout being the best center fielder in all of baseball. But definitely, if Mike Trout wasn't around, he might even be considered the best center fielder in all of baseball. So really good pickup for the Blue Jays, and they have a scary lineup. Let's get into looking what their 2021 projected lineup is at this point. God, just looking at this lineup terrifies me. The projected 2021 lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays: George Springer batting leadoff, Bo Bichette batting second, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who looks like a Victoria's Secret model now, Kevin Biggio, Rowdy Tellez, Randall Grichuk, and Danny Jansen. Now that is an absolutely terrifying 1 through 9 lineup, and their pitching's pretty good, and obviously they just signed Kirby Yates to a 1-year, $5 million deal. So it is going to be a very good year for the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know if they're ready to quite challenge the Yankees yet. They probably don't have as good of pitching as the Yankees do, but they are going to make it interesting. I definitely see them at least making a wild card spot next year. Now, with that terrifying lineup, not only are they amazing and really good and really talented, they're very, very young. George Springer's going into his age 31 season next year, so he's still in his prime, but he's actually the oldest, standout bat in this lineup. If you talk about Lourdes Gurriel, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio, Teoscar Hernandez, all of which are under the age of 28. Kevin Biggio and Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. specifically are extremely young. Bo Bichette going into his age 23 season, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. going into his age 23 season as well. So this is going to be a very exciting team to watch for the next few years. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure if they're ready to challenge the Yankees yet, but who knows? They'll probably get in the playoffs, and they could get lucky. So this is an absolutely insane move. One of the best moves we've seen this offseason, and has improved a team. One move that can improve a team as much as this that we haven't really seen yet this offseason. So this is going to be a crazy year to watch, especially in the Eastern divisions, with both the AL East and the NL East looking amazing. Probably the only division that's exciting of these two is going to be the NL West next year. So very exciting move, and a very happy move for me as an Angels fan, because now I don't have to face George Springer in the AL West anymore. So I am very excited to see the 2021 Toronto Blue Jays go to work and see what their future holds, because they have a very, very bright future up there in Toronto. Now, I do need to make one small correction. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is actually going into his age 22 season next year, so that man's even younger than I anticipated. Now, in other news, my beloved Anaheim Angels did exactly what they do best and signed Jose Quintana, a very mediocre left-handed pitcher from the Chicago Cubs, who was a free agent this year. We don't know how much they paid him yet, but I assume it's much too much money to be a mediocre starter for them next year, and he's probably not going to help them get to the playoffs. But let's look at him anyway. All right, let's look at his baseball reference page. Now, looking at this page, I don't get any more optimistic than I was when I first heard about this deal. he had a pretty decent ERA for the Chicago White Sox in the first few years of his career, but he is going to his age 32 season next year, and last year for the Chicago Cubs, he pitched in 10 innings and had a 4.5 ERA, and 2019 wasn't much better. He pitched in 170 innings with a 4.6 ERA. So definitely not the kind of guy that the Angels needed. He hasn't pitched over 200 innings since 2016. Red flag there. He hasn't had an ERA under 4 since, he did have one in 2017, but he only pitched 84 innings. Just not the kind of guy that the Angels need right now. Definitely kind of, I don't know, he reminds me of Andrew Heaney. He's nothing special. Maybe he has potential. He probably has a lot of potential, but he's not good enough. He's not what the Angels need right now. If the Angels go out and sign Trevor Bauer, I'll probably be happy, but they still don't have a deep enough rotation to make a playoff run or do anything. So I don't see the Angels as a playoff team currently next year. I don't know if that's just me being a pessimistic Angels fan or if that's reality. I think just about everybody in MLB will agree with me that the Angels probably aren't a playoff team yet. I don't know. If they sign Trevor Bauer, maybe make a trade for a guy like Sonny Gray. I doubt both of those things would happen, but that would be the only thing that the Angels could do at this point to make me think they are a playoff team next year. So I don't know. Jose Quintana, the Angels. I don't know what to say. This reminds me of Julio Teheran last year. It's basically left-handed Julio Teheran. That's who Jose Quintana is, in my opinion. I don't know. If you guys disagree with me, put it in the comment section. Let's fight about it. Join my Discord as well. Put it in the hot takes or freezing cold takes. We'll just have to see if 2021 is a better year for Jose Quintana. But if you look at the numbers, it does not look very hopeful for him. I was really hoping maybe his Baseball Savant page had something exciting for me. There are 2 stats that aren't awful. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, and he misses a few barrels, 75th percentile in barrel percentage and 78th percentile in walk percentage. Everything else is absolutely awful on here, so even the analytics say he sucks. His Baseball Reference page says he sucks. I don't know. Throw me a fucking bone here, Angels. I'm sorry. I don't like to cuss in these videos, but throw me a bone, Angels. Give me something, please. All right, well, I believe that is going to do it for us tonight. I am an upset Angels fan, but you know what? I'm happy for the Blue Jays getting George Springer. That's a much more exciting deal. Hopefully the Angels give me something I can be exciting for here. Now I'm just being mad. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I don't need to do any more updates after this one. I'm going to check my phone before I edit this, and hopefully nothing new happens. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Drop a like. I think I deserve it. I'm sad enough as an Angels fan. Please subscribe to the channel. We're currently at 170 subscribers. We're trying to hit 200 as quick as we can here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.